Hello, welcome back to this episode of Cooking with JennyO. Today we will be making some delicious pinto beans. If you don't know what those are, you're going to learn today. But if you do know what those are, we're going to enjoy eating it together. Or you're going to watch me cook it or make it. Thank you. Please like and subscribe. Okay, we're going to start with our pinto beans this episode. Welcome to Exploring with JennyO again. Pinto beans. As you can see, I've had this large bag of pinto beans for a while now. And we'll say there's probably, 2 cups of pinto beans in there. So, pinto beans is a legume and it's very good for the body. So let's start with this. Ooh, I almost knocked over that water. We're going to first wash our pinto beans. So let's pour this bag in here. I might as well cook the rest of these up. Set that to the side. And you might be wondering, why do I like to wash my pinto beans? It is because they came from the ground and there's no telling what might be in the bag if I just immediately start cooking it. That's not very safe. So what you want to do is make sure you wash or rinse your pinto beans with some water. Yeah, get it soaked up. There we go. And just rinse it out. This also gets rid of any dirt that might be on the beans since it came from the ground. I am not sure if once the beans are picked, if they wash them at the factory or wherever they come from. So we're going to wash, wash them. And then while you're rinsing them like this, you're going to want to scoop some up like this, just like this. See how I scooped it up? I'm scooping it like this so I can see if there's any rocks. If there's no rocks in this handful, I just stick it in here. You want to repeat this process. This is basic cooking, stuff that I learned when I was watching my mom and my grandparents cook things. So it's pretty fun. Kids can do it too. It'll be a little fun activity for them. They might ask you questions of like, where do pinto beans come from? And you can tell them they come from the ground. As a matter of fact, you can actually plant a pinto bean. And guess what? If you take care of it in the soil, like watering it and make sure it gets a lot of sunlight, it'll grow into a collection of pinto beans. So you'll have your own. Oh, look at that, look at that. I found a black rock. Wow, I was not expecting that. So yeah, it's always important to see what you are putting in your pot. Yeah. Look at all of that. These are nice. I think I've had these beans for some years now. I have them in like a storage pantry area so that they don't sweat out in the summertime. Also, you want to make sure while you're doing this, you try to check for any mildewed pinto beans. You never know. Oh, and look at that. as I'm talking about it, look at that. Can you see it? It has a black dot at the top of it. Pinto beans are not supposed to look like that, people. It is not supposed to look like that. We're not going to use that one. And maybe because I've had these pinto beans for some years. Probably pinto beans are not supposed to be kept that long. But I had so many of them. So we're just cooking up this last batch of them anyways. This last batch looks really good. And plus, this is an opportunity for your children to play in water. Yeah, when I was a kid, I loved playing in water. Actually, I still love playing in water. I still love playing in water. All right, these are rinsed up nicely. In another video, I will also show you how to make some black-eyed peas. Now, for some of y'all, you probably don't know what black-eyed peas are. They are black-eyed peas. They actually look like they have an eye, a black eye. Okay. We're almost done with this bit of beans. Look at how dirty that was. You see that dirty water? Let me get the rest of these beans out. I don't know if you can see how dirty that water is. But yeah, make sure you always rinse your beans, people. Rinse your beans before you cook them. You don't have to use any dishwashing liquid to rinse them. None of that stuff. Just regular old water. Alright. Alright, so that should be enough right there. Next, we're going to add fresh water to it. And I have my okay, this is our fresh water. Now we're just going to pour some in there. Oops. I'd say this is probably 3 cups of water, give or take. I think I need more water than that. Because what's going to happen is, considering that I put about, can you see those beans? I put about maybe 3 cups of beans in there. What happens when you cook beans, they actually grow. I guess you could say they expand a bit. So by the time this is finished cooking, the beans are probably going to be about 1 inch to the top of this boiler. All right, so the beans don't stick, and also so that they can have some flavor to them, I am going to add some olive oil. You can use any type of oil that you like, but I like to add maybe like a tablespoon or a teaspoon of olive oil. So let's drop some of that. Yep, that's good. Let me grab a spoon. Alright, what you want to do is you want to mix that olive oil in there. Mix it so that all the beans can get some of it. I think my mama used to use butter, but yeah, my mom used to use butter, but I'm using olive oil because I think it's a bit more healthier than using butter. I bet my grandma used to use lard. If y'all don't know what lard is, I think it's spelled Laud. I don't know what is inside of lard, but I don't think it's good for the arteries. So anyways, next we're going to add some salt. We're adding about 1 tablespoon of salt. This is to give it some flavor. Make it taste really, really good. And then we're also going to add some cilantro. I seem to love putting cilantro in everything. I don't know. Except for sweet stuff. So let's pour some of that in there. Yeah, there we go. All right. Whoops. Okay. So we're going to mix that all together. Mixing the ingredients. See, these are some simple ingredients. I know probably in different states, people might just use water and only pinto beans. They probably don't add seasoning. In other states, maybe even New Orleans, they might have some spicy stuff added in there. I think what I'm making is right in the middle. I got some salt in there, some cilantro herb. Yep. All right. We're going to cook this up and I will show you the end result. Oh, you want to also make sure you have your you have this cooking at maybe like 200. Yeah. All right. Yeah. We're going to cook it up and I'll show you the end result. Oh, dang. Sorry, y'all. One more thing. You want to constantly make sure that you're watching your pinto beans while you're cooking, because what's going to happen is the water is going to steam out. And when you see a lot of the water gone, make sure you add some more water to it and then stir it up so it don't stick to the bottom of your boiler. And what else? I'm trying to think of what else to tell y'all about cooking pinto beans. Okay, I think that's about it. All right, we're gonna cook it for real this time. So these are how our pinto beans turned out. Very delicious. Very, very delicious. I had to keep adding a little bit of water because the water kept boiling down. So you want to make sure you keep an eye on your pinto beans when you're cooking them, because that water likes to steam out real quickly. So, and also make sure you stir it up with a spoon. So pair this with bread, whatever bread you like. Normally I like to have pinto beans with biscuit bread. So there you go. Eat up, y'all.